Personal brand. So for me and you both, personal brand has been huge part of our strategy. It's been almost all of our marketing is really putting ourselves front and center. That way, really, when we go to trade shows, meet people, there's a lot of continuity there. And so I think that's, an important thing to maybe unpack just a little bit to say, okay, well, if we didn't do this personal brand stuff, forget about the focus side of things. Instead, if we just stuck to the brands where Blue Mortgage is the brand, and that's all we talk about. And doesn't really matter who's doing the reels or who's doing the podcast because it's all under the banner of Blue Mortgage or Cloven in your case, then this would have become less of an issue. But when we start to do this personal brand, not start to, we've done it for a while now. Now, because we do this personal brand, yeah, we have this disconnect where it's Massimo on social and in a lot of places, YouTube, whatever, he is the financial advisor guy. And then he's coming on here talking a little bit about mortgages. Now, of course, you have knowledge of both. There's no, I guess, dishonesty in that. We're being honest. I think you can talk about mortgages all day, every day, and you've worked with some huge mortgage teams. But yeah, it's the continuity of how you're presenting your personal brand online and doing that. So I guess, I don't know if there's a question in all that really, but I guess say, do you think it's been worth it to do that personal brand? Like if you could go back, wave a magic wand and just put everything under the Cloven banner and you could keep doing this pod and at least the marketing focus would be a little bit more clear. Like, do you think it's been worthwhile to keep it on the personal brand side?
I think so. And I wish I would have done it earlier, to be honest. So,
Well, there
I
you go.
mean, we've been
Yeah.
actively, I don't know, you longer than me. I've been traditionally a bit more of a generalist. You kind of jumped into the mortgage brand years ago now, but really started pumping it probably a year.
Here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's a great way to do it. I should have done it earlier. That's how kind of people buy and people want to trust personal brands. Like if you go to either of our pages, we talk about this a lot in our videos. And even myself, when I'm going to look for advice, I want to find someone who has some validity, credibility, and their social channels better show me that, and their blog articles or whatever. Like I want to go look at creds. And so if I'm going to buy a financial advisor CRM or a mortgage CRM, I want to know that the guy talking about the CRM also doesn't have a car mechanic shop CRM and this and that. Like I want to know that they're focused on something. And
Yeah.
I know we're trying to stay away from the focus, but the brand part creates a lot of validity and credibility. And I definitely think it's worthwhile. And all brokers should do it.
Yeah, the reason I ask because that's something that comes up, I think, a bunch where people say, "Oh, you know what? What's my brand? Is it ABC Mortgage Company or is it Tom? Right, Tom the broker?" And I think some people, toy with that a little bit because I think that with the ABC broker, feels like there's a little bit more scale, right? Where I could go on vacation, Tom the broker, for a week, for a month, I don't know, and ABC brokerage would keep going. And so there's a lot of hesitation. I think my take on it is it's not just that. I think it's a lot of people are scared just to even put themselves out there. It's less scary to put a brand that could easily dissolve overnight out there in the open in the wilderness versus you and your face and your opinions. But yeah, I think that a lot of brokers debate that. And my advice to them is be a little bit vulnerable, get out there and put your face forward because, in my experience, it's been night and day. I mean, Mortgage Tech Tom has like 5 times the followers as Blue Mortgage, the page. That's just how people buy. And to the scalability point, I haven't had a ton of issues. I've taken 2-3 week vacations. I mean, it's just more so around how you structure your team where you can still have ABC brokerage. Tom is the marketing and sales guy up front, but then you have a great team supporting you so you can, find that scalability in other parts of the business. Because the reality is that if you're doing it on social media, personal brands can scale a lot. And, the great thing about it is, that follows you forever. Just as easily as ABC brokerage can dissolve, if you're scared of it being vulnerable. Same thing in terms of the longevity, right? But if you build a personal brand for yourself, that's going to follow you your whole life.